for the correct start that you have given us. I don't think I want to add more, but to say welcome all of you friends also from Kozhikode, as well as I suppose there are other guests also to this time. Thanks to Mr. Yazdi's invitation, I welcome you all also to the common learning that we are all doing it together. With that, I suppose we can start with our session. Could I request Yazdi sir to please take session on?
Mr. Dawood, would you like to welcome your members also?
Sir, please continue. We'll take over the vote of thanks.
Okay.
We don't want to take
Okay, great. So, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the third magic show where we learn to become lazy. A few basic ground rules. I will be muting everybody so that we don't have discussion or we don't have any disturbance during the meeting. So please be patient. If you have to say anything, you type it in the chat window as usual. People who are new, please click on the chat window down below in the center and keep it on so that you can see what people are saying and what the responses are. At the same time, I would request you to be a little patient in asking questions. If you ask questions, somebody will be noting them down and we may take the questions together at the end of the session also. If you open a manage participants window that is down below, then you have the options to say yes, no, go slower, go faster. So things like this can be easily given to. This option is already there, so you don't even have to type anything. You can just move a gesture. In case I get disconnected, again, these are the basic ground rules. If I get disconnected, do not panic. I will come back again and start the session. If you get disconnected, you can also join in anytime and the session will be continuing from wherever you left it. So don't worry about that. With these few words, and of course, thanks to the Calicut participants and also to the Bombay Chartered Accountants Society participants, welcome. And thanks for all the support that you have been giving in terms of, okay, somebody is saying not lazy, but more efficient and productive. But then that gives you more time, so you can have more leisure, definitely. So let's get started. As Manish Bhai was saying earlier, what is a Chrome extension? Let us understand what is a Chrome extension. A Chrome extension is a third-party app which can be added on to Chrome. Chrome is one of the most used browsers across the world. And Chrome extensions are third-party add-ons to make your life on browsing and email much, much simpler. Last time, if you remember, we did 2 or 3 extensions where we could draw tables within Gmail, where we could have shortcut keys, which was called as Pro keys, and where we could calculate EMI. If anybody has missed that last session, you can go back to the recording, which is available. I will give you the link later, which is available on YouTube. So we are talking of extensions as small programs which help us enhance our browsing experience and also our Gmail experience. So let's get right into it and see what are the options that we have. Actually, there are about 50,000 extensions all over the world, but we don't need all 50,000. We will start with only 3 or 4 and see how it makes our life easier. And then you can always browse around and see how best you can use extensions.
Surely, sir.
It becomes easier for me to address certain issues.
Surely, sir. Thank you.
So let us now come to the first extension for today, which I felt was very, very important. Okay, before we go to the first extension, how many people are there who are repeat viewers just now? Can you just quickly say yes so that I know that there are a few who are repeat, there are a few who are first time, a few who are third time, yes. And tell me, out of those who are repeating, how many have been doing whatever we have spoken about? So one interesting sentence I read last time was, knowing is not doing. Doing is doing. So you must practice, practice, practice. Knowledge is of no value unless you put it into practice. So please go on practicing and get the maximum out of all these sessions. Okay, so first thing first, let us understand how many people have less than 10 passwords to remember. Anyone who has less than 10 passwords to remember, please raise your hand or say, I don't think anybody has less than 10 passwords. Everybody has more than 10. There is a password for your income tax access. There is a password for your GST access. There is a password for your email access. There is a password for your bank access. Tremendous amounts of passwords that we are always having. And it's a big challenge to remember all the passwords. So what do we do? The simplest thing is to use the same password all over the place. Is that right? The other easier thing is to note down each and every password on a sheet of paper or in your notepad or in your Word document. And get into somebody's hands and you can lose it. So there is an app or an extension called LastPass. So let us see how it works. Just log into LastPass. I hope you are all able to see my screen. Yes. So let's go to LastPass. So this is the opening screen for LastPass. I will just log in with my own credentials. What LastPass means is, this is the last password that you will ever need to remember. So you have an access through a gateway to all your passwords. So what it does is, it allows you to save passwords automatically into your LastPass Vault. The Vault is 128-bit encryption, and therefore nobody can get into it. Not even the LastPass people can read what your password is. You and only you can read what your password is. Now, that is fine. But suppose you forget your original password for LastPass itself. Then what happens? Then the problem is that they can't even retrieve it for you. So you have to keep that password very, very, very securely and remember it, preferably remember it, or you can write it down if you are not very sure of remembering it. You can write it down, but you have to remember it forever. And that is the last password that you will ever be requiring to remember. Once you log in, I will show you how the passwords are written. But once you log in and you create an account for yourself, you can create a free account. The paid account will have lots of other options also. The free account gives you passwords. If you see on the left, you have notes. You can create notes for yourself, which are encrypted and stored permanently. You can create addresses, which are important addresses for you. You can store your payment cards. You can store your bank accounts, etc., etc. So you can store a whole lot of things. Most important, as I am looking at it, is you are looking at your passwords. Now what happens is, when you go to a particular website, suppose I go to a website called, say, Rediff. I go here and I want to create a new password or a new account. So I will say create an account. Now, typically you will have to put whatever you want to put, your name, your, come to the password part. I hope you are able to see my cursor. Come to
Yes.
the password part, and here it allows you to create a password on your own. You can type out a password if you want, whatever you want, but it also allows you to create a password. Or if you see, all your password fields will have this LastPass icon. If you click on that, it will generate a funny password which satisfies all the requirements. If you see on the right, it says password must contain 6 to 12 characters. It must contain both upper and lowercase characters. It must contain numeric characters. It must contain special characters. It should not contain username or first name or last name. Okay. So all the conditions that they have specified, you can, if you see the password now that is generated, it has uppercase, lowercase, numbers, characters, special characters, everything is included. If you still want a tougher password, you can say show options, in which case it will tell you your password length, how much you want it to be. Should it be easy to say, easy to read, all characters, uppercase, lowercase, numbers, symbols, etc., etc. Once you have defined this, you can say fill password, and automatically it gets filled in your. And if you see a pop-up here, it says, do you want to add this password to LastPass? If you say add, this will be added as a password for this particular site for your login. So your login ID and password will now be stored by LastPass. Now this is very cool. You don't even have to remember the funny password that it created. If you remember, the password which was created was this. Now this password you will never ever remember, nor will any of your people who want to hack your account will ever be able to crack this. And therefore it becomes very, very simple, but very effective. Once you have done this, next time you go to the particular site, it will say, it will automatically fill up the password for you. So suppose I go to, say, I have an account on LG.com. I have an LG refrigerator. So I have an account there. I go there and I say, I want to log in. So I click on sign in or sign up. Now what it does is, because I have already registered in LastPass, my user ID and my password is automatically filled up for me. Can you see that? So I don't have to remember my password. It automatically gets filled up. I just say sign in and I will be able to sign in. So I can be on any. So now, of course, he says it is recommended that you change your password because I might have visited this site maybe 6 months ago. So it allows me to change the password. This is not LastPass. This is the LG website which is talking about this. So I go to any site where I have visited earlier. Say I go to, say, GoDaddy, and that is another place where I visit very often. Again here, if I try to sign in, registered users, I say sign in. And if you see, my user ID and password is automatically filled in. I don't have to remember the password at all. Now, my password in LG might be different from my password in GoDaddy. I can just say sign in and I will be logged in straight away. Now, this is very, very cool. So what it does is it allows you to save your password. First of all, create your password. Create your password with very, very complex passwords you can create. You can store your password and you can retrieve your password all automatically. Okay. I'll explain this to you. There are a couple of questions now. One person is asking whether Google Chrome is also providing such a facility. Yes, Google Chrome is providing a facility provided you enter the password. It does not, Google Chrome does not create the password for you. It allows you to save a password which you yourself have created. But LastPass allows you to actually create a password for you, which is a funny sounding word, which you will never remember, nor can anybody else remember. That is number one. Number two is there are other features which we will see them by and by. Now this is, once you have created your passwords and you are logged into your LastPass account, then what you can do also is you can scroll down and directly log in to your, one second. You can directly log in. So if you are going to any of the sites which I have visited, I might say I want to log into a particular website or I want to log into a particular account. It will allow me directly to go into that account straight away. I can say launch. So I can straight away launch this particular website directly by clicking on this and going to a particular website. The other option is, suppose I say launch DNS made easy. It takes me to that particular site, allows me to enter the user ID and password are automatically entered. I can just say login. Now, how does this work? You have to install a small extension called LastPass also. Once you register here online on the lastpass.com, you have to install a small extension for Chrome. Once you install the extension, we all know how the extensions are to be created. Please let me complete this section and then I will take all your questions. Okay, so I will straight away go to Chrome extensions LastPass. LastPass Chrome extensions, come here. Of course, I have already installed it, so it gives me remove from Chrome. But if you have not installed it, it will tell you to install it. Once you have installed it, automatically you will be able to get it here on the top right in Chrome. Can you see this icon where I'm pointing? On the top right, you will be able to see all my extensions are all listed here. I have so many extensions, they may overflow from the screen, but this is one of the extensions that I have installed. Once I install this extension, then I don't have to worry at all about my passwords. I can go to any site that I want. I can straight away log in without any questions. Yes. Security aspects. Okay, security is one thing which I always say, and this is important because you must understand that security as far as online stuff is concerned, nothing is 100% secure. Remember that. I always give the example that if you have a bank vault and you go and put all your valuables there, what is the security of a bank vault? How fast can you make a key? The key can be made very easily, right? So you are trusting the system to help you with the security. It is not that there is an ultimate security. When you lock your home and go abroad, what happens? You lock it with a simple Nautal lock, Godrej lock, etc., etc. LastPass works for other browsers. Yes, it works for Firefox also. It works for Chrome also. Normally, Internet Explorer and Microsoft Edge, they do not allow many extensions to work. So it does work. It works on the major Chrome browser and the Firefox browsers extensively. Okay, any other quick questions? Then we can go to the next part. Okay, so one more thing which LastPass does is something interesting. You can also create a digital will. How many of you have made a digital will? Any idea? I will come to the sharing of stuff. A digital will is a will of all your passwords which have to be in one place. Now, if you are using LastPass, That means you have all your passwords in one place and you have only one gateway to enter it. Okay. Now what happens is, in case of death, suppose I die and I want my successors to know all my passwords. Obviously, after I'm gone, I want all my successors to know all my passwords. So what happens in that case is that LastPass allows you to designate 2 or 3 email accounts, which will be your heirs. Now, how it works is, after your passing away, the successors will have to write to LastPass saying that I want to access LastPass account of Mr. Yazdi Tantra. Once they write to them, automatically a mail will come to my email account and it will say, this is the person who is requesting for access to your account. Are you okay with it? They will send 3 mails. After sending 3 mails, then obviously if I don't respond, that means I am dead. Obviously, unless I am not using my email account at all. But when I don't respond for 3 mails, automatically the passwords will be passed on to the heirs. Are we clear on this? I am trying to, sorry. I think there are people who are not muted their microphones. 1 second.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, are they all muted now? Okay. So this is a very, very important concept of a digital will, which once you have made the will, obviously you can change it during your lifetime. You can change the people who can access your passwords during your lifetime, but they still don't have access to your passwords while you are alive. The minute they ask for permission from LastPass is going to send me up to 3 mails at intervals of 1 month each. And if I don't respond, they will presume that I am dead. Number one possibility. Or my heirs can produce a death certificate to LastPass and show them that I am really dead. Now, sharing of passwords with your employees is also possible in LastPass. You can assign certain passwords to certain people. Now, that is also a very valuable feature, which again, Google Passwords does not allow you to help. So this is also an important aspect of LastPass, where you can have a digital will, where you can share passwords with selected people for selected accounts only. You may not share everything. Besides, as you saw on the main screen, LastPass also allows you to keep notes of important addresses. It allows you to keep notes of important bank account numbers, whatever you want. So a whole lot of other stuff is also available on LastPass. The paid account has many more features. The free account also is good enough for me. I have been using the free account for a very long time and I have had no problems at all. The paid account has many, many more features. So any other, okay, I just am taking a few questions. Can I download the addresses? Yes, you can. This digital will has to be executed automatically. As I said, the minute you are dead, the person who is your heir and whom you have named and given his email account in your digital will automatically will be informed, and he can directly go to LastPass and ask for the password. Everything can be hacked, my dear friend. Everything can be hacked. So be a little careful. Don't put all your passwords in one password manager. There are many, many password managers available. LastPass is one of them. There is something called Keeper. There is something called LongPass, stuff like that. You can do this in Firefox also. Yes, it's not only in Chrome. How will their heir know that we have an account in LastPass? Obviously, how will your heir know where your assets are? So you will pass on a copy of your will, isn't it? So here also, you will tell your heirs right in the beginning that I have created an account in LastPass. In case of my death, please access the account through this process. Okay, so this is a very important, LastPass is a very important extension which you can use it in your daily life, whether you are an accountant or not. Okay, LastPass passwords are very difficult to crack and very easy to remember. You should keep a password which is easy to remember as far as you are concerned, difficult to crack for somebody else. Okay, so that was LastPass. We'll do a couple of more extensions. The other extension which I have kept for today is called Simple Gmail Notes. Remember, when you get Gmail, you have lots and lots of mails coming in one by one. And if you open any email or any Gmail, what happens is you have a panel here. Can you see this panel? Do you always have this panel? No, obviously not, because this is based on the extension that I have created. Now with each email, you can put some short notes. You can say, I have to remember this on, say, 30th of April. Or I can write somebody's name with whom I have to follow up. Suppose I have to follow up with somebody, Ashish, to be followed up. What this extension does, it is called Simple Gmail Notes. What this extension does is it allows you to keep notes along with each of your emails. Once you create the note, you can search for it. Typically what we do is when we want to organize our emails, we create labels. We go here and we create labels. But in this case, you can write in free form, whatever you want to write, whatever you want to remember. And then when you search for it, go to your any mail, come here. And when you are in this particular mail, you have the option to search a particular mail. Just one sec, it's taking a little time to load. Here, if you see, you have the option to search. When you search, I can search for any mail. Say I just created one 30th April. So I get the mail, which is of 30th April. I select it, I click on it, and I can go directly to that particular mail. Now, this is very, very cool. It allows you to go and access any mail for which you have made notes. So suppose I am making, say, for all my prospects, I have made, so all my prospects are here. If I click on any of these, it opens up in a different window and it shows me that particular mail. Now, this is very useful when you have hundreds of mails coming in on a daily basis. You can write notes for each of the mails. There are lots of other options here in this Simple Gmail Notes. You have a color option. You can give a color to a note, so then you can even search by color. You have the option to add to your calendar straight away. If you click on the calendar, you can add to your calendar straight away. So it's a very, very good tool to follow up. Simple Gmail Notes is very interesting and very easy to remember as far as follow-ups is concerned. And the last two extensions, let us see. One is a multi-forward. Lots of times we have this situation when you want to forward multiple mails to the same person. And there is no way Gmail allows you to do that. No, all these extensions, they will not work on mobiles. I'm sorry. So when you take all these extensions and click on this multi-email forward, what it allows you to do is it allows you to again and again we have to forward multiple emails to our employees, to our clients, etc., etc. And multi-forward is a very simple extension which allows you to, so you select any mail or any multiple mails and just click on this arrow, multi-email forward. Once you do it, it asks you for options. You can say select forward selected mails individually. It automatically, one time you have to authorize Gmail to access your Gmail accounts. It asks you whether you want to give access to this particular app on your Gmail. You select the account to which you want to give access and you say allow. And now you can okay, I will repeat it. Please be patient. Once I have authorized, automatically it will allow me to send the multi-forwards. I select this mail, this mail. Let's take only 2 mails. I say multi-forward, forward individually. And then it will ask you the email address where you want to forward this. You can give whatever email address you want. And when enabled, these forwarded mails will appear as they do in your inbox. So they will come individually. And then you can just hit on forward and it will forward all the mails. Again, to install this extension, the simplest thing to do is you just go here, Chrome extensions, multi-forward. That's all that you say. Chrome extensions multi-forward, and it will allow you to install the extension straight away. Mine is already installed, so it will say remove. In your case, if you're doing it for the first time, it will say install here, and you can install the extension. It comes and sits on top here, and when you are in Gmail, it allows you to select. You have this arrow icon, which allows you to forward emails, multiple emails directly. Okay. And the last extension we will see for today, since we are running out of time, the last extension we'll see for today is sorting of Gmail box. You remember the search that we did when we did Gmail? The search was a very interesting tool. But now what we can do here is we can sort the Gmail. So just go and install an extension called Chrome extension sort Gmail inbox. With this, okay, so you go here, just install it one time. All the instructions are written here, but then once you have installed it, see the beautiful thing that happens. When we receive hundreds of mails, you know how painful it is to look up a mail. Now, if you see on the left panel, you will see there are 3 new tabs that have come in. One is received mail, one is sent mail, one is all mail. But when you go to received mail and click on, you will see all the unread mails sorted, contacts which you have not replied, they are sorted. When you click on this, you'll see all these contacts who have written to you, to whom you have not replied. They're all sorted contact wise. Now this is really cool. All contacts, that one is only in your contacts list. This is written to you, to whom you have not replied. You can even search for mail company wise. How many mails Gmail has written to me, how many mails Airtel has written to mails. Or I have the option to save all these emails as PDF or export them to Google Sheets, or you can have a text and SMS alerts for this contact. So in which case, any mail coming from Airtel, I will have a text alert or an SMS alert that I have received one mail coming. So if it's an important client or if it is an important company with whom you are dealing, you have these options. Can you see the beauty of this? You can get all these sorted the way you want. It can be from contacts, not replied, unread, companies, attachments. So if you are looking for an attachment which is a spreadsheet only, so you can see all mails which are spreadsheets, or all mails which have presentations, or all mails which have images. It is really beautiful. This extension, I really recommend that if it is only one thing that you have to learn from this session, you can get all of it sorted. Similarly, for sent mail, again, you have sorted sent mail. All this sent mail also as per contacts, as per companies, as per attachments, as per date. You can have all that. Please do not deface the Are we okay with this? Sorting of Gmail inbox, and not only inbox, but the sent box also, the other emails, all emails also, you can get them sorted. Now, this is really, really cool, and this is very useful. Okay, somebody is asking, can you share good extensions separately which are not covered by you? Yes, there are 1,000 extensions not covered by me. So you can go to Google and search for them. I cannot cover many extensions. Yes, please. Any questions now? Anand bhai, have you just taken down the questions so that we can handle the questions separately? Okay, Anand is also giving you a link in the chat box. Please, you can run through the link and give your feedback so that we can improve the sessions as we go along. If you want anything specifically, please give your comments there in the feedback form. 1 second, Anand. Yes, Anand.
Yeah, Yasdeep bhai, everybody's the most.
Can you be a little louder?
Yeah, everybody's apprehension is only one thing, that how safe it is to use Google Chrome extension, considering the fact that many times our laptops, PCs are being compromised, and the extensions have certain features inbuilt where we are not aware, but we are giving a lot of permissions also to these developers to access our personal and private information. So I could sense that many people have this kind of one apprehension. So can you
Yes.
just throw some light on this?
So, as I said earlier, there is no ultimate security. When you lock the door, you expect that your watchman will be alert, you expect that your society members will be alert, and you expect that nobody will be able to come and break the door. But if you know, if you call the key wala, he will be able to open your door in 10 minutes, right? It's so simple. Now, if you are having that worry, there are less number of hackers than the key walas on the road. So you should not be worried because the systems are very strong. But even Microsoft website has been hacked. Even the president of the United States website has been hacked. So there is no ultimate security. But I would say the amount of security that you have in this is much more than what your normal lock security is. Anyone else? Any other queries? Anand, could you?
One more query was that suppose this all extensions are being loaded on my, let's say, desktop. Now suppose I at office and I want to now use it at my residence also. So if I log in through the same Gmail ID, will that entire desktop Chrome extension would replicate into my home PC also?
Okay, so there are two things here. One is that you have a login for Chrome itself, and there is a second thing, which is the login for your Gmail. If you have logged into Chrome, automatically when you come home, the extension will be automatically installed. So you don't have to worry at all. The minute you start Chrome, or suppose your computer goes berserk and you are buying a new computer and you install Chrome again, and you go and log into Chrome, all your extensions which you had earlier installed automatically get installed into Chrome. This is very beautiful, very transparent and very smooth. You don't have to worry about it at all. Yes, when the password is changed, this one, LastPass will automatically ask you, do you want to update the password, yes or no? If you say yes, it will be automatically updated. Anand is flashing the feedback form. You can just copy and paste it in your browser and give your valuable feedback before you leave the session. Any other questions? Yes, first part, we already have it on YouTube. It is on my personal YouTube channel. I will give you the link, and it is also available on the BCA YouTube channel. If you want, I can give you the link right away. Extensions will work for multiple Gmail accounts, yes, provided you have the same Chrome login. As I said, this is being handled by Chrome and not by Gmail. So if you have the same Chrome login, the extension should work. Any other queries? If you want a longer session, a shorter session, please mention it in your feedback so that we come to know what is in your mind, and we can create the next webinar accordingly. Extensions will not work in Outlook. They are all Chrome extensions. Chrome is not in Outlook.
One more question. Like there are, I think, plenty of extensions available on the for Chrome. How would
Yeah.
one actually can figure out? Are there any ratings for that? Like these are more secured and more reliable
You
compared
can
to
see the
others?
ratings, all extensions. You can see how many times they have been downloaded, and you can see the ratings also.
The way we do
And
on
if
Play
you want
Store.
to know which are the good ones, you go on attending these sessions. That's the only one. Any other queries?
Uh, I think there are no more queries. With your kind permission, we can conclude.
Okay, thank you very much. Anand, can you please
Yeah.
share the link for the feedback once again so that people can fill up the form?
Yeah, I urge everyone to please do give their feedback so that we know what kind of sessions you want in future and at what frequency, so we can take we can make best out of this lockdown position. And friends, I would like to thank Yazdi Bhai again, who is so very enthusiastic about his his presentations, and he's also always available uh, so that we can make the best use of this lockdown. And I would all urge all participants also to do download these extensions, whatever we have learned in Google, Gmail, and experiment and see what works best for you. because as Yazdibai said also earlier about knowledge, I would like to add one more thing about knowledge is that if it is not put in practice, it is like the food that is not digested. So now he has given good food for thought, and now we need to see that we do put it into use. Thank you, Yazdibai, once again. And I would hand over to Dawood to take it forward.
Yeah, good morning, members. So today we have almost 50% more than participants of previous session, and that shows the interest of our members in knowing these technologies. And today we have a lot of takeaways. So mainly this multi Gmail forwarding and Gmail inbox, and particularly the last pass. So all the shortcuts were very informative, and I really appreciate Chartered Accountant ST for his valuable time and his keen interest in updating our members. See, we have a good news in Kerala. Government has allowed chartered accountants to work weekly. That's Wednesday. I think otherwise our member participants would have been a little higher. Still, the session was very good, and we hope more members to attend in the coming sessions. And I also thank BCAS for their participation and taking keen interest in conducting this sort of programs. And I wish you all a good time at home. Stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Rajesh bhai, you want to say anything or shall we close this?
You need to unmute him.
Yeah, he's unmuted.
Yeah, thank you. I'm fine, and I request members you please look in for the announcement that we are also making so that the next program will be well known. Incidentally, Yazdi sir, are we confirmed for meeting on this Friday or the next?
Next Friday.
Next, not the day after tomorrow.
If you want it this Friday, I can do it this Friday also.
No, I think the notice becomes little short. So the suggestion is that we take it up.
Because a lot of people then sometimes feel that it is too much.
No,
So
let us.
you decide. I'm open. I can
No.
come this Friday also. I can come next Friday also.
Not that we do not want more, we really want more, but let us practice also what you have taught us. Let us do the practice, implement it, so that we are in a position to even ask you questions on whatever has not been possibly understood by us or anything.
Maybe after 4 sessions, maybe on the 5th session will be only question answers.
No, my request is that you keep 5, 7 minutes or 10 minutes open for us, even to know about the previous ones which we have discussed. So that, when we are little fresh with that and we are using it, whatever difficulty we face, we are in a position to get clarification and make best use of the one which we have learned. Even
okay, so what we can do is next session, first 10 minutes, we can keep for questions of the previous session and then start.
Sir, my request is keep it at the last. Because you see, then I will have my members who have already known things, who would have joined it, and they would be waiting for you to start something new. So the right thing would be, first we'll give them whatever is the fresh to be given, and then 10 minutes later on at the end, you provide us for clarification, so that those members, so those members who are aware about it or they are not much keen to know the difficulties, they may be able to leave the meeting also. So that way we can shorten their time.
Whichever way you want it, we can structure it the way you want it.
You have always been very accommodative. Thank you very much. So nice of you. So we will not meet this Friday. We will meet Friday the next. All right. Thank you all members for a nice participation here. Thank you. We leave the meeting now.
Yeah, thank you.
Conclude it. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Dawood. Thank you.
Bye.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Thank you.